Hello everyone, I, your host and outreach lead at Girls Trip Jaipur, welcomes you all to day 3 of our workshop on GitHub, and open source. Today, we will learn about one of the most important topics of Git and GitHub. So, at first, I would like to call my chapter lead Jayashree D to tell us more about Girl Script and our chapter.
Yeah, sure. So next slide, please. Thank you, Shreya. So I, Jayashree Gupta, on the behalf of Girls Script Jaipur, I would like to welcome all the speakers as well as attendees for this third day of Open Source Bootcamp. So basically, Girl Script is mainly focused on the non-tech, non-profit organization, which is mainly focused on the technical skills, and it is a tech-based community. So just go ahead with the content, Shreya. Yeah. So let's meet our team. So we are having our team of leads, and we have three mentors in our team. Yeah, sure. Just go ahead with the speakers.
So, let's start with the introduction of our speakers. Today, our first speaker is Garvidaj Pandey. He was a mentor and supervisor at GWOC, program lead at SOC, program and he was also intern at Calm Sleep. For the rest, you can just Google Garvit Raj Pandey. Then, our second speaker is Jaideep Singh. He is second year student at VIT Bhopal. He was a program manager at SWOC and SOC, and he was one of the top contributors at GWOC. Then today, our last speaker is me, Shreya Mishra. I am second year computer science student at Vanasli Vidyapeeth, graphic designer at SOC, and contributor at SWOC, and I was also one of the top contributors at GWOC. Now, I will hand over to our first speaker, Garvit Raj Pandey, to tell us how to make our profile more attractive and effective. Thank you. To over you, Garvit Raj Bhaiya.
Okay, so hi everyone. I hope I'm completely audible and thank you Shreya and thank you Jashri for hosting this such a great event, such a good workshop for 4 days. Like you guys are completely doing well, which is most needed thing for the community because when we jump into the community and when we are looking for the people around the globe, the highly enthusiastic mind where we can collaborate and learn together. So open source produced to be a best medium or best platform just to convey your knowledge and everything. I have been the part of Girl Script organization, which is one of the best organization present time working for the developers who are just starting their journey. There are a lot of great programs there out in society that are happening on, but what one need is key when I'm getting into open source, how should I get started and what is the basic steps should I follow up. So I was also the part of Girl Script when I started my open source journey just 2 years back. So you guys are hosting such a great chapter and thank you Jashi for having me, and I hope I will be like providing few values. So today we are just talking about making your profile attractive. So first question will come to your mind कि यार हमें अपनी profile attractive क्यों बनानी है? Why should I make my profile attractive? What is the best reason you could give कि I am saying कि Shreya you should work on making your profile or Jashi you should work on your profile building. Why should Jashi or Shreya should follow my words? So there are two reasons. First impression is the last impression. Every one of you are like being aware of that. So जब आप किसी के पास जाते हो और कोई आपसे बोलता है कि यार जस्ट शो मी व्हाट वर्क यू हैव डन, तो आप बोलते हो कि यार आई हैव डन दिस थिंग, आई हैव मेड दिस प्रोजेक्ट, आई हैव डन दिस थिंग, आई हैव गॉट इतना सीजीपीए इन 10th, इतना सीजीपीए इन 12th, एवरीथिंग. देन पीपल आस्क ओके यार दिस जस्ट कीप दैट शिट, शो मी दैट वर्क. So you said, how can I show you that work? I don't have anything as the such. So there comes the role play if you are a developer of a GitHub. It is a great medium just to display your work, just to display your project and everything. So when you are into open source, you came across various organization, you go and meet and interact with all those people, those who are working with the same ideology कि हमें कुछ अच्छा software बनाना है that could help for a society. Basically when we talk about open source, it's all about collaboration first. So when we are collaborating on any project or when we are collaborating on anything, we just need something to represent. So GitHub has provided us a great medium just to display our work, keep our data safe, so that people across the globe can see how am I progressing, how is my work journey and everything. अब दूसरी बात आती है कि प्रोफाइल में हमें क्या क्या चीजें ऐड करनी चाहिए दैट मेक्स अ प्रोफाइल अट्रैक्टिव. So I would just like don't just directly give everything. I would just share my screen and show you few things and so that we can have a good discussion over it. So just confirm once whether my screen is visible or not. Okay. So I guess everybody can see my screen. So this is my basic profile, and here I have gave a emoji kind of a thing that's saying hi, I'm Garvit Raj Pandey. So whenever a user lands on my this page, okay, hi, I'm a Garvit Raj Pandey. So ये जो चीज है, this thing, the emoji, it's attract him, okay, यार, like it's very impressive. Then I just wrote like I'm a UX UI designer, a passionate front end developer, and a competitive programmer from India. Like, because when we are representing ourselves, we should represent us in a great way. Then I just made few bullet point like I am currently student, I am working at, yeah, I am doing this everything. So अब क्या होता है कि जब आप ये सारी चीजें बताते हो कि ऑन व्हाट टॉपिक यू आर वर्किंग on what skill you are working on, what is your main focus, on what platform you are working on. Like I wrote I'm doing problem solving on HackerRank and Code Forces. So it was my profile back when I was doing CP and DSA on HackerRank and Code Forces. Then I'm willing to collaborate on any project with respect to Java, Python, or UI UX. So what I thought of ki if someone else would approach me कि Garvit, I would like to work with you. So at what skill कि वो गर्वित के अंदर क्या चीज देखेगा कि जिससे वो गर्वित के पास आएगा कि गर्वित, ओके, आई वुड लाइक टू वर्क विथ यू. सो आई जस्ट told clearly project related with Java, Python, and UI and UX. Okay, the most important point comes is like in community we are here to share our knowledge. So I wrote one point, ask me about Java, UI, UX, Python, front end development, open source, community management, everything. It is not that I have written anything. I could have written a lot of more lucrative stuffs that might sound very impressive to you guys, but what I wrote here is at which I am good at, because I started my journey as a Java developer, then I moved to Python, then I started my UI UX journey 2 years back, and then more into front end development. 2 years back I got into open source, then I have been like managing community, 2 to 3 communities across the India, and currently Shreya told me I'm the program manager at Script Foundation. So Script Foundation basically runs a 3-month open source program. So I'm a program manager there out. I was also the supervisor for Java and UI UX domain at Girl Script Winter of Contributing and Mentor 2. So I wrote the things which I am good at. It's not like just directly write anything in this so that people can find and observe you there out. Then if people are willing to reach me, how they can. So I just wrote a simple line like, willing to reach me, drop me a mail at garvitrajpande.reachme@gmail.com. So it's all about that. And just a last line, just like something catchy kind of a stuff, want to know about me, Google Garvit Raj Pandey. Okay, here comes the part when you are describing yourself, just like simply I can say about section for your GitHub profile. Now we are here to build connection. I am here for building more connection, more networking. So I gave my public profile like LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, where I write blog, dev2, Stack Overflow. I gave few answers, but I wasn't active after that like Medium, HackerRank, everything. So you can also just give your account, keep people can come and collaborate with you. Then I wrote few tech stack at which I was familiar with, so HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java, Python, Kotlin, and MATLAB. Then the front end stacks and tools that I have been using for developing cool UI and UX thing. So I gave this. When I was learning backend and all, I got little knowledge of Django and Firebase. So I included that also ki haan, I am okay with Django and Firebase. Then comes my designing tools ki okay, these are the tools which I am comfortable with. You might be comfortable with Notion, etc. Like a lot of various tools are there out in a market. Then DevOps. So जितनी भी चीजें मैंने करी थी, I tried to just represent it into my GitHub account. And it's not that ki you should also write all the things, but I would say write the point specifically so that you can get the most benefit out of it. So this was about how your profile should be looked into. अब बात आती है कि ओके भाई, लाइक यू हैव टोल्ड अबाउट अस कि हाउ शुड आई प्रोफाइल लुक लाइक, एंड आई एम न्यू टू द ओपन सोर्स. I don't know even the markdown. So if I will like say you about this and show you this stuff. So basically this the your readme file is basically written in markdown. So basically this is the markdown which you are like looking at and which you have like written your complete readme into it. So you will have a first question ki I don't know how to write markdown, I am new to it, I am not familiar with it, etc and etc. So how should I start? So we'll be coming on to a quick tool that I would recommend. So I would just share my screen once again, and I would just share a new tab. So just tell me once whether its tab is visible or not. So yeah, basically, this is a GitHub profile README generator. I used this too when I was a noob and when I got into open source generating this. So what does this profile generator do is, like, here is your title. So if I write hi, I am, so I will write my name, Garvitraj Pandey. Okay, so here I wrote my name. Then subtitle, I am a passionate front-end developer from India. You can write anything like I am a I am a front end developer exploring cool stuffs. Okay, so this is about like when you write about yourself. So अब work पे बात आती है. So I am currently working on, so you can write your project name like ABC. I am working on this project. Then here you can provide any of your project link. If you have, you can just paste your project link over here so that it appears into it. So let me just paste one of my project link from here out. So if I would go to my project section and pick up any link that I have done on. Okay, so let me just open this front end HTML CSS repo, copy the link, and I would come again to this. So I would like my project name front end repo. Okay, and I just paste the project link. So if you can see, here is your GitHub project link, github.com/desnex/front end project link. Okay, I am looking to collaborate on. So if you are working on any project, you can write I am working on signal plot project. Yeah, anything like signal plot is my own project. So if I want people to collaborate on it, I can write signal plot. I can give the project link. Okay, I am looking for help on. So if you are willing to people, अगर आपको ये सोचना है कि like people should come and mentor me, so you can just give the few steps on which you want mentoring. So it I would like definitely recommend the people, those who are starting into open source, just to fill this section, like because you can't be perfect all the time, and when you are starting your journey, you need a good mentor. Because mentor का रोल तब आता है when you are just like distracted from your path. So before you get distracted, just have a mentor with you. क्योंकि तबीयत खराब होने के बाद दवाई लेना इज नॉट अ गुड थिंग. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि आपको बुखार होने वाला है, जस्ट टेक क्रोसिन 500 एंड यू विल बी फाइन. यू वोंट फील फीवर, समथिंग काइंड ऑफ दैट्स ऑल. सो इफ आई वांट कि मुझे मेंटरिंग चाहिए ऑन जावा, सो आई विल राइट आई वांट टू बी मेंटर्ड ऑन जावा, पाइथन, जो कुछ भी आपको चाहिए, यू कैन राइट ओवर हियर. Up comes like I am currently learning, so you can write your framework. I am learning Spring Boot, it's a framework by Java. I am learning Swift, I am learning HTML, anything. Then ask me about, if you are good at anything, if you want to help people there out, you can ask, like ask me about React, Vue, Angular, etc. So yeah, it's like ask me about. So how to reach me? You can type your email. Just I will type like garvitraj dot reachme@gmail.com. So people can reach out to me. All of my projects are available. So here you can paste your GitHub link or your portfolio. So I have my own website, but I haven't deployed it. So it's garvitraj.space. So agar if anybody want to look at my website, people can come over here and view at it. If you write blogs anywhere, you can give the blog link. If you have your resume, you can paste your resume ka link over here. And fun facts. Okay, now comes the skill section. So here are the few things selected by default, and they have given a beautiful search option over here. So if you want to search Java, you can search Java. Okay, JavaScript. Okay, I am good at Java and JavaScript. And there are a lot of more options like Golang, PHP, TypeScript, Ruby on Rails, Scala, Python, etc. So you can select from here like n number of options, not n number of options, but the things which you are good at. So this is the second thing. Now comes the front end development. So if you are learning React, you can write React, Servlet, Angular JS, Bootstrap, Pug, HTML, CSS, SAS, Redux. So yeah, it's all about like Bluma. It's also good framework. Ember JS, Materialize, Tailwind CSS. So these are all the front end stack that you can mention on, like on which you are working on. Obviously, not selecting anything from the random list. Then if you are doing backend development, you can select few options from here, like Spring is a good framework for Java, Express JS. And if you are into mobile app development, so Kotlin, Iconic, React Native, anything of that sort. So I would be just selecting few things from here. Database में MongoDB, MySQL, anything. And data visualization, DevOps में Amazon Kubernetes, GCP. Backend as a service में Firebase you can select, Heroku you can select, framework. So it's all about like your personal wish on which you are working on. You can select it. If you are working on game and all, they've provided for game engine automation. It's a Zapier, a good automation tool, and other things like GitHub. Now comes your social media wala part, ki where you want to give your social media presence to all the people over here. So if I would give my GitHub, so I would write my GitHub ka username. I don't have code sandbox, I don't have dev2. I can write my LinkedIn username, garvitraj.pandey. Then Facebook dribble, I don't have. YouTube channel, if you have, you can give it on. So all these stuffs are there. Now at letter end, they have given few add-ons, like you want to have the profile visitor on your batch, cool. I want to display GitHub trophies, cool. I want to get display GitHub profile stat cards, cool. Top skills, cool. Streaks, cool. जो भी चीजें, if you want yourself on your readme, just click on that. Now just click on this generate readme. So it will take a time, and it will give you a basic markdown. So here you get a basic markdown about it. So what you can do is just copy this complete markdown. This markdown has been copied. Now I will be like sharing my GitHub ka screen with you all, guys. So just let me move to the GitHub screen and share this GitHub profile. So now I will be coming to like my profile, or not coming to my profile. I will be just creating a new repository, and in that new repository I will be like creating a readme file for myself. So I will be like creating a general readme. Okay, general readme, and add a readme file, create repository. So it would create a repository for you with a name general readme. So when you come into readme.md, just click on this, select all, paste your markdown over here. So yeah, you can see your markdown has been pasted. Now you can click on this preview button just to see how these things are working on. So I got my profile visitor count, I got my languages and all, what are the things I'm currently working on, connect with me, languages and tools. I have selected a hell lot of more stuffs there out. So these guys have like flooded it up. Most used languages, GitHub profile stats, streaks and all, everything. And when you will do commit changes, these changes would be reflected in your readme file. So you have to create your readme like this. You can use this tool, and there are a lot of more tools available out there in a market that would help you to create your basic readme. After that, if you want anything like okay, I want these languages and tools not to be cluttered in this way, so what I can do is like I will be going to edit file, and I will be searching for that languages and tools. So I will be getting languages and tools. Here is h3. So you can find h3. If I want to make it more bold, I will be just like making it simple h1 text, and I will be giving a line break here, and just look at it. So when I will be like previewing it, so you can see the change, like languages and tool, it's like being bold up. So similarly, it's kind of a basic html tags that you use to create your readme files. And yeah, it's all about creating the readme files. And the best advantage of this creating such readme profiles or anything is that when you are into any open source program, people just directly jump onto your profile. if I go to any other profile, like let me show here. If I go to any of my repositories, and if I open this, like my organization, so we run a organization named Designex. So at Designex we are building a community for designers and developers, and many are the people are the part of it. And you can see, so if I want to see, okay, like people those who are contributing in Designex. So if you will see our repositories also, the way we have designed our repositories matters a lot to the people. So if you will go in front end HTML, CSS and React JS repository, so you can find, see, a good header. We are a part of open source program built by designers, contribution welcome, maintained, yes. Licensing we are talking about. So open source program this repo has been a part of. So it's not only that you are making your profile good. What I'm trying to say is, if you are making your repositories or setting up anything, just try to make it in a way people feels like collaborating with you and working with you on that project. So if you will see, like, our valuable contributor. So if I open up any person randomly, and if I go to their profile, like this Pranay Gupta, it's mine. So you will be just like directly landing to their profile, and you can see what these guys have been doing. So if you will open any of this our repo, so we are maintaining our repo structure also. So like analog clock, when you will go to analog clock, so we have a readme, tech stack used, what is the preview, how it is being looked. So it is basic gif file. It's like currently working on. So yeah, if you want to see the code, then you can see the code. So at this way people will feel like collaborating with you. People will feel like, nahi yaar, this is something project which I was looking for. If you will give some text heavy stuff, ki tech stack use this, and how to set up your structure and everything, that's fine. You should give your basic fundamental structuring of your repositories, of your profile or of your project, but you should try to make it impressive so that people feels like collaborating on it. So if I go to this person profile, Dragon Unguided, so let us see and open his profile, like how this guy has maintained his profile. Okay, so we are on his profile. See, hi, a passionate competitive coder and programming enthusiast, full stack web developer, currently working on ask me about. Yeah, he gave the image. So it is like what the impression which you are building on coming at any particular person's website or any particular person's repositories. Now the main important point comes here is, okay, let me just stop sharing my screen. Okay, I got to know what are the possibilities are there out in a open source environment that we can build it up. But what comes into play is your profile, how you are structuring it, how you are interacting with the people, and the most important thing, how you are gaining yourself and attaining the stuffs that you have been like previously working on. Like at present time, if I am working on anything, I would love to share it with the people. So what platform should I use to share? Then the platform comes, the most important platform comes is like LinkedIn. So I would personally recommend each and every one of you, as of now, like LinkedIn is a gold mine for the open source enthusiast. Because when you are into open source, when you are doing anything, you just need to show up your work. And showing up your work on a LinkedIn, learning in public, which people are talking about, collaborating with people, so you are getting n number of opportunities from there. People are directly gonna DM you in your LinkedIn, ki hey, I am this, I saw you are working on this project, let's collaborate and do something amazing and interesting, something kind of this sort. So I would be just talking a bit about LinkedIn, not making it huge large. So I would be just sharing once my LinkedIn profile too. So yeah, so here is my LinkedIn profile. So if anybody lands on my LinkedIn profile, he would see like, okay, hi people, let's talk about product design, which I'm good at, growth, no code, which I currently doing, entrepreneurship, and community. So community, which I have been talking about, I've been into many communities. So I written ki, hi people, let's talk about all this stuff, because I want to speak up about all these things. Now comes your main headline. This plays a very crucial role in SEO. SEO means search engine optimization. So if I search for any Webflow developer, or if anybody search for here Webflow developer, so you might see few profiles like this which are coming on top. So if anybody search for front end developer, your profile should be on top. So I written like building amazing product with Webflow, designing seamless UI and experiences with Figma because I am a UI UX designer, entrepreneurship and growth hacks, building Garvit Rajpande. It's like something catchy that I put up in middle so that people don't feel bored. Now it comes like on what things I talk about. So Webflow, UI UX design, so it's basically a creator profile. You will get the option in your LinkedIn how to build up the creator profile. Now coming on like what are the services I am providing of. So if you are a freelancer or if you are thinking of key, I want to move into freelancing side by side, contributing to project also, so that I might have few earnings. Because if you are good at front end development, you should pick up some freelance project, complete it, give it, and you can earn few amounts by which you can pay your college fees or you can fulfill your needs. That's the best part I would recommend people. If you are willing to pay yourself your college fees, that is the best moment you might have like came across at every point of time in your life. So now coming on to your experience and profile structuring, this is the best part. So write about yourself. If you are making it short, just keep it short. If you are trying to write about in a good fashion, just completely fine. Go write out the steps, the stacks on which you are working on, how your growth is happening, how you have been progressed, with what people you have been meeting and learning. So it's completely about that. Now comes your experience. So try to keep updating your LinkedIn profile. Like it's my currently updated profile. So I'm working at Calm Sleep. So Calm Sleep is a startup. Basically I'm a Webflow developer here out. So I have written like what are the things I am doing, what are the things Calm Sleep is doing, so that people should come and read. Okay, this is Garvit Raj Pandey, is a Webflow developer, fine. So he is doing this task, and basically Calm Sleep is about this. So it will build two things. It will build a brand value for your organization, and second thing, people would indulge in your work, what you are doing at the particular or respective organization. Then I was started as a UI UX designer intern. Then it's my like program manager script foundation ka experience I have written about what is a script foundation and all everything. Then I have been like doing freelancing, so I have written like completed product design, kya kya main services provide karta hu, like UI UX, journey mapping, etc. Now comes your education and all. You can update your education here. Then your certifications, and also if you are having any certification, feel free to share with the people. It doesn't matter, even though it's not from LinkedIn or even though it's not from Coursera. Even if you are doing smallest certification, feel free to share. So I shared my each and every certification. I was being a part of IEEE, Adobe UX Foundation, then Vodafone India, then ISRO, WebGIS. I did a particular course, then Webflow. So you can just like share your certification and credential over here. And now the best part that I like people should be putting focus on is your skill section. Try to keep your skills updated, because when somebody is searching you on LinkedIn, they might search you with your skills. So skill is also the best section which you can keep on adding your skills, the way which you are learning on. And a bit about volunteering experience, community experience, you can give over here. If you are into any organization, you can ask people just to give recommend you. So when I started my open source journey, so I asked my mentor, ki didi, could you please recommend me over the LinkedIn? So you can see like open source contributor, it was a last year recommendation. So you can see her profile, Swarnima Shukla. She is the product designer at Internshala. So I asked her, didi, you can recommend me on LinkedIn. So this particularly builds up your brand value, that okay, fine, the person which I am looking at, or for the role which I am looking at, this guy is good fit because people are recommending him, he has done good work. So it's all about that. And the most important thing which come is the engagement with the audience which you are building on your LinkedIn profile. So if you are posting any content, just try to define your niche and post around it. So even if I post anything, even though if I post meme, so I just post meme only about the stuffs which I talk, like entrepreneurship, product and all everything. So you can find my stuff related to design, startup, entrepreneurship, community, etc. So ये चार पांच चीजें हैं जिसपे I used to talk about, and I used to keep posting on that. So people know about, okay, like this guy is talking about this, so he's updating about it. So this is the best thing which I love what you people should do on, and how you should just start your journey into open source, how you can grab a lot more opportunities, try to collaborate with the people, try to work on with the people, make your readme a good, so that people coming onto your profile just feel like talking with you. And yeah, it's all about that. And I hope you guys have been like really enjoying the session. And I would like to call up Jashri and Shreya just to join me up, and so that we can move on further.
Yes, Bhaiya, it was a great session. We learned a lot. Actually, I'll personally learned a lot of things today.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Shreya. And I hope like people have been. I'm just like I saw the comments here around. So
Yeah,
Ritika
we
Kumar.
are having some questions.
Hmm.
First question is by Alicia. She is asking that are there any must-have prerequisite skills to get into open source?
See, even if you are getting into open source, your skill matter at each and every position, because when you are going for any organization or any project, people would love to ask you ki, okay, Shreya came and Shreya said, bhaiya, I want to work with you on this project. So I will ask, no Shreya, my project is dedicated to HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So do you know HTML, CSS and JavaScript? She would say, yes, bhaiya, I know it. So come in, let's collaborate and work together. So you should be up with a basic skills. It's not that key people are doing web dev, so I will be also doing web dev. People are doing app development, I will be doing app development. If you are good at any skill, just come into open source. And I have given two talks on it, no code contribution in open source programs. So these both session are available on YouTube. So it was there at IGDTU DSC Center with Praveen Kumar Purushottam Bhaiya. So we both gave a session like how you can be a no code contributor in open source program. So basically in that session, I would just take 5 minutes to wrap up the things. So basically, no code contribution also matters a lot in open source program. So there are 3 to 4 ways in which you can contribute in a no code way. If you are good at writing, so you can go and collaborate with the people. Okay, I can set up your readme, I can write a good content, and I can give a good technical insight on your product or on your repositories which you are building on. So documentation is the first. There is a program called Google Season of Docs. So they basically look into the technical writing stuff. So if you are good at technical writing, I would definitely recommend you all just to go and have that Google, explore that Google Season of Docs program, because it is the great program. They're out helping people. And Girl Script organization also organized this Girl Script Winter of Contributing. So it was also a no code kind of a contribution in open source program, where we contributed in documentation format, audio format and video format. And Shreya was also the part of it. So she knows like if you know the basic of any language, programming language or any domain, you can just kickstart yourself. So there is I wouldn't say no skills is required. Yeah, you should have some skills to get into it. Second thing come is, if you are good at managing the community, you can come up with the people and try to say, hi, I can manage your community. You need a good community. You can work as a community evangelism in that open source program. If you are good at design, you can just directly jump into designing stuff. Like Shreya is the designer there at Girl Script chapter. So you can be the designer there out designing for their stuff, designing their product, designing UI and UX. So it's the three main point which you can do on with no code in open source programs. So I hope I answered your question, Alicia.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so we are having next question from Ritika. She's asking that, sir, what is documentation? Heard a lot about it. That along with coding, you should focus on documentation too. And how to actually get good into contributing? What to start with?
okay, so basically documentation क्या होता है कि when you are starting your any project, so when I'm starting the project, I know how I have started, but the people who is coming to contribute on that project, he or she doesn't know how to get started. To guide them in a better way, so that it don't create any merge conflict in future, or it don't create any haphazard kind of a situation where you kept on resolving the problems and your kept on fixing your CI/CD pipelines and workflow. So good documentation is needed. So if you go on any repositories, you might find out a documentation like people are using Yarn or NPM. So they mention at beforehand, okay, like our this web development project is basically related to yarn system, like the package installer which you have to build is like we are using yarn on npm. So it's all about mention in that documentation which you can like refer to and start your journey. Coming to your second question in this one, so a good documentation is very much important if you are leading any project, because with that documentation you are able to attract a lot of more people. And I showed you the example of Designex key, how we made that poster, how we kept people key, which program we are being a part of. So all these things you need to just set up in your documentation, how you can go and clone your repositories, how you can fork the repositories, how you can set up it in your local system. So all these things come into the documentation part. So I think I answered the question, Ritika.
Yeah, we have one more question from Shalvi. She's asking that should we share the participation certificates for webinars too?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Like I told, no, share everything, whatever thing you can, whatever thing you think like, that has been an achievement for you. Because see, when you are attending any webinar, what is the reason behind attending the webinar? The reason behind it, like if you guys are like, I would like to ask Shreya and Jesse, like you guys are providing them the workshop certificates, those who are attending it,
Yeah, we
or
are.
not?
Yes, we'll
Okay,
provide.
so good, good. So see, these guys are providing the workshop certificate. This is the 4 day workshop which you have been attending so much from last 2 days, and today is the third day, and tomorrow will be the ending. So when you are sharing this, I have attended 4 days workshop by Girl Script Jaipur chapter. It give us a add on to your profile. Okay, this guy has attended the workshop, it means ki even though he was not listening to it properly, he might have grabbed 50% of the stuff. So that act as a add on to your profile. So share your participation certificate, share your webinar certificate. Because if you go to my LinkedIn, so the IEEE one that I shared, it's a webinar certificate. I attended that webinar. It was 3 hour long webinar on professional development. It was organized by IEEE Evo Power. I got the certificate after giving their feedback form and basic Q&A type questions they have been put up. So I shared it on LinkedIn. So I would recommend you also to share the stuff, because it's definitely going to give add on to your profile. People will come and engage, they will be. And the second most important thing na, ki consider this workshop attending next year at this time. So many of the people who haven't got the chance to attend this workshop by Girl Script Jaipur chapter, after seeing your webinar का सर्टिफिकेट, दे विल गेट टू सी, ओके यार, गर्ल स्क्रिप्ट चैप्टर ने भी एक वेबिनार ऐसा अच्छा सा कंडक्ट करा था, we would to attend it next time when it's going to come up. So they are gonna follow Girl Script Jaipur chapter. And if you have not followed, follow these guys on LinkedIn, Instagram, and everywhere. Like, these guys are amazing, doing completely a great stuff there out. So you can follow them. And they are, I have been in touch with Shreya from a long time, so I know how hustling they are and how great content they are trying to build up in the open source community. So do follow them. So yeah, try to share your certificates, even though it's participation, even though it's course certificates, even though it's webinar certificate. Feel free to share everything. I hope, Shalvi, I answered your question.
Yes,
Yeah, we
Freya.
have the questions. Thank you so much, Garvitraj. You have shared so many things and you had a great explanation of everything. Like, we enjoyed your session. So, Shreya, just go ahead.
Thank you so much, Garvithaya. Now we have our next speaker, Jaideep Singh. He will tell us more about the open source.
Yeah, hi everyone. Today I would be telling you about the open source. I'm basically Jaydeep. Shrey, is my video fine? From mine, it's like paused.
Yeah, you are paused. I think some
Wait,
network
let
issue. I think he's facing some network issues, so he's joining again. You guys can wait.
Okay. Meanwhile, Shreya, if you want to share any experience, open source experience, then you can share.
Yeah, I just want to say that you should start contributing. Even if you have a small knowledge about your tech stack, you should. Then you will find your mentor. Like I found Garbhadaya on girl script mentor of contributing. There I contributed in Java domain. I just in my few years I just only knew Java, so I contributed there. Then he guided me to more things, to web, and now I am working with him on working a website with him, building a whole website. So I think you need to just start contributing, then everyone will provide you with a push. When you will work with the community, you will learn lot of things there. You will meet amazing people there, make new friends. So just start contributing.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Jaydeep Singh. I'm from VIT Bhopal. Currently, I'm an Android developer from Java, and I'm learning Flutter and Dart as well. Basically, it is one only. Flutter is the framework, and Dart is the language. So today I would be telling you all the open source and about my open source journey, how it started. It started from the journey of Girl Script Winter of Contribution. It was my first competition, or you can say first workshop where I participated in open source, and from there only I came to know what is open source, how what we do in that, how we contribute, and I personally really learned a lot from there. And I too got a personal mentor, Garvit Bhaiya, from there, and he is always there to help me out, and he always teaches me about. So shall we start with the topic?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
sharing my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So open source. Basically, I would like to ask here anyone in you or you can answer in the comments. Any idea, anything? What is open source or why we do that? Yeah, where this terms open source comes from, and how do we use this open source? Anyone? Any idea? Now coming on, what is open source? Open source software is a type of software whose code is publicly available to use and modify. Open source contribution involves contributing to the development or improvement of open source software. This is to the definition that Google says. सबने Google पढ़ा है. Shall I can I continue in Hindi as well if everyone is comfortable here out? Hello Shreya. Okay, no problem. Let me continue in English only. So this is the definition that everyone has that read from Google. So anyone can search on Google open source, what is open source. So everyone would get this definition easily. What is open source, and this definition they are read out. So basically, what is actually open source? Here, how many of you have eaten Maggie? I guess almost everyone has eaten Maggie here. So, for example, take a mom. She built a Maggie for her son. She built a simple Maggie that had no vegetable, no cheese. She discussed the concept with her friends that she brought this Maggie she built in this way, and she served it to his son who liked a lot. So now her two friends also got the idea of how to build Maggie and what to with that and how to make that. So after that, they've also tried Maggie, and after that, they tried as far the context of their knowledge or information or of trying, they tried something new in that. Like someone tried of that adding vegetables to it. Someone thought and tried of adding cheese to it. So what they converted this simple Maggie into that vegetable Maggie, or this simple Maggie into this cheese Maggie. And now again, if they both tell us their ideas or their experiments to her, so what will she do? She will try those idea, or to do some experiment may she can try the both. So at the end, what we got the result, we got this delicious cheese vegetable Maggie. So this is what is the open source actually is. What is this? You build, you come up with some idea, work on it, help others, tell the others about those ideas. Those other people also use that idea, do some experiments and that, try to make it better, revert it back to you, or not if they revert it back to you, what they want to use for themselves, they use it for themselves in a better way. So this is how basically the open source works. So actually to tell you all, open source is everywhere all around us. Everywhere, literally we can say it everywhere. It is since the history, like since the world started. I will be telling you all how that. So first of all, I will like to ask you all a question. Is water open source? What do you all think? Is water a open source topic? Yeah, very well. Water is a open source topic. How? Now look up to that how. This was the person who developed the source code of water. Source code we can refer to as H2O or discover the water. He gave it to the front to the other world like this is the H2O, this is the water. Now these are the different companies like Bisleri, Aquafina, and etc. They tried out their adding some minerals to that, like they added some different minerals. They added some values to it or changed the some of the components in that, packed it and provide us to the world and users who we all are drinking it. Like the Aquafina added something that Bisleri did not, and they accordingly made the changes to the simple code and are charging for it. So they, basically, this is only the open source. So does the open source means free software? No, not at all. Open source does not mean free software. Like as referred in previous slide, this was the developer who or the person who gave the formula of water H2O, they made some changes to it and are charging it accordingly. So this is how the basically it works. Open source software, it does not mean free software. Yeah, you can keep it for the free as well for people to use, but it actually does not mean free software. What it is, it you take the idea from someone, you make the changes in that, you use it according to your own wish and provide it to the people, or you can charge it for as well. Like coming to the history, someone invented a mobile phone, that was a button mobile phone. Someone used that concept, not drive in a touchscreen button phone that used to came first. Now someone came up with another idea. He took up that mobile, made some changes to that, developed a touchscreen phone, then came up the Android phones. So this is what the open source is actually working about. Open source is and open source is going about. A person in the corner of world develops an application, other using it gets the idea how to improve that in this way so that users can easily use that or can get the more benefit out of it. So if we will start from using the application or making the application from scratch, it would require his lot of time, lot of efforts, or he may not be able to develop. If he is getting some idea, he might be able to develop that. But like some people are there who are not good at everything, but they are good at single thing, so that they are able to improve that single thing. But they won't be able to produce that whole application, or they would be, but like it would take their lot of time, lot of efforts, and lot of hard work. Instead, if we can just took up the software or the source code of that application from that person and just make the changes in that or do some more code in that to make it better for the users. So it was a time saving for him, his efforts, his what we can call it his hard work. It saved his efforts and hard work both, and he was able to provide us with the better opportunities. Similarly, the other one got some more idea to improve that, work on that. He did that. So this is how the open source is working. Open source means we can also charge them for the people who are using those. We can also make them available at free of cost. So open source does not mean a free software. It open source by the it means it is free to use. We can use the software freely without any thought that how the user whose code it is, what he would think, what he would say. We have freedom from all those things. We can freely implement those changes in our code. As we attended the sessions that had previously on GitHub, we can fork the repo and we can easily do the changes in it that won't be reflecting on the changes to the main users code. And after that, if we feel now the application is working fine, it is good to merge and good to implement the changes all over the world. We can just push the changes, and the who would be the main owner of those idea or the concept can merge the changes and implement those changes. So advantages of open source software. A benefit of open source is tremendous and it gains a huge popularity in the field of IT in recent days. This is mainly because of the advantages of open source, that it is free to use, and its greatest advantage, open source software is free to use, distribute and modify. As I just now said, it has a lower cost, and most cases this is only the fraction of the cost of the prepare counterparts. For example, if you would be required to build a company that would charge you a lot, you would be required to wholly contribute to that, charge that, build up that, hire the workers there. And but if you are given a part of a company, that you are being given this part of a company, and you are free to implement changes in that, free to do everything in that, whatever you would like to do. And if the owner of that company is like those changes, so he would merge that part of company with you. So basically the changes that you cost that it costed you was not as the same as that it used to build the whole company. You were free to distribute it, use it, modify it according to your wish, your will, so that it can be easily available to the users. Open source software is more secured as the code is accessible to everyone. Anyone can fix bugs as they found, and the user do not have to wait for the next release. The fact that is continuously analyzed by a large community producer secure a stable code. Guys, I feel my camera has again stopped. I'm facing bit network issue today, so I'm turning off my camera. If you guys don't mind, I will switch it on again if I my network gets stable. Yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. So the fact that is continuously analyzed by a large community produces secure and stable code. This is how that if a code is produced in the market, or if we can say no, easily available on the GitHub, what is that? People freely get that. People can analyze. Like there would be, for example, I give you a log of wood, and 10 people look on it. Might be there be one person who would ignore something, other might catch that, and it can be a case where two, three, four, many people ignore that, but the any other person catches that defect. So basically when on a single thing, more than one or many people will look after that, surely there would be no defect or no disappointing. So 1 minute, guys. Yeah, sorry for that. So there would be nothing of that would be left of who- damage or defect in that code or in the log, as I said. As I was talking about the example of log, so there would be nothing of that would there would be a defect or damage to that. So basically, this is what the thing it says. Open source software is freely and more secure. Why it is more secure? Because everyone who would be looking to contribute to it, looking after it, would be ensuring or would be trying his best to code in a contribute in a different way. So they would be looking to it in a different aspects from their different aspects. Hence there would be no defect, or there would the people would come with different ideas, new ideas or the unique ideas. Basically it is very difficult, as you all know, it is very difficult for one to do all the things itself. When a thing is done in a group, you get a lot of ideas, you get lot of unique ways or lot of things that you would have ever thought of. So similarly, or the things sometimes you won't be good at, the other would be good at and knew how that application or the website or the thing can be made good or better using his knowledge. So he would use his knowledge to contribute to it, make it better. So this is how the open source is more secure and better for our audience and users. Now, thank you guys.
Thank you so
Uh,
much,
Shre-
Jed. Thank you so much, Jaideep. Your real life examples were really relatable. I think he's facing network issue again.
Yeah, I guess. It was indeed a great session. So, Shreya, just go ahead with your session.
Yeah, so um, since our last two speakers have told us a lot about the open source and how to contribute and to what will contribute. Now I would like to tell you about the benefits which we get from open source and different programs out there in which you can contribute with your code. So let me share my screen. So hello everyone. The benefits which we get from open source, obviously we get the swags and the prize money and certificates, appreciation certificates and the participation certificates. Yeah, I think that money always provide us with the push to do more things, and swags obviously. So they are the very good point to contribute. But then I think there are a lot more points which you should focus on when you are contributing. Like people will recognize you for your work, and which will provide you with the more work in future and the more internships. I have seen many cases in which when you contribute, people, even your mentors, will reach out to you with their work. Like when I was contributing, my mentor, he helped me out with my things, and then also he offered me with his work. I have a website, can you please maintain it for me, can you work on that? So I think when you will work, when you will show your enthusiasm, the people will come to you and they will ask you to work with them. So which is a very good point, because it will improve experience. So you should contribute. Then obviously you will improve your connections. You will find a great friends there. When you will contribute, you will find friends of your same domain who will contribute with you, who will help you. And obviously a mentor, when your mentor will be really helpful to you. They will always be there for you, they will teach you. Even though if you don't have any knowledge how to start contribution, they will give you a personal lesson to how to start your contribution. They will be there at every step. Yeah, they will be there. If you just need to ask them, you just need to show a little enthusiasm, and they will be always be there to help you. And obviously when you will work there with the projects, you will get a real life problems. Like there are number of projects, there are different kind of project in different tech stacks. There are no code contribution or document contribution or the code contribution. You will get the projects where you will see a real life problems, where we will get an experience how to handle the problem. Your mentors will guide you, your teammate will guide you, which will really make you happy and provide you with a future push. And you will get confident in your tech stack. So as I have said earlier too, that if you're not so confident in your tech stack, then also you should start contributing. Because I think once you will start contributing, you will start learning side by side. It's just a continuous process which will go simultaneously. Once you start contributing, you will be like, okay, I can contribute to this thing also, I just need to learn this topic. You just need to google it, read the docs, or go through a video. Just grab the information and it's implemented. If you are facing any error, your teammates will help you. They will guide you. When everyone will work in community, everyone will be very helpful to you. So let me when we start a contribution to any program, first you need to find out the tech stack, the project which suits your tech stack. So let me start with an example then. Like this is a profile from a script vendor of code. They have a very good profile. So let me go to the project section. Here you will find all the projects. Here they have mentioned all their tech stacks, a little description about their project, the name of the project, and about their tech stacks. You just need to see which tech stacks suits you. Just there are number of projects there. With all the open source program, they have their website, their project mentioned, and each and every one of them have their different ways. Like in some you have to write a proposal if you want to contribute their projects, but where in some you just need to start a contribution whenever the data arrives. Like this is a AutoDL project. They have with their small intro about their project, a description, their tech stack. If you want to learn more about the project, they have their owners GitHub and the LinkedIn profile, so that if you want to learn more about the project, if you want to ask anything, they will let you know everything. Everyone will be so helpful to you. You will ask your doubt, you can ask it at any time. Huh. Then if you will click the link, they will guide you to their GitHub repository. Here you will find everything there, just like the Garit Bhaiya told us, their readme file. It will show you everything about the projects. You will learn everything, so that you should know before contributing that what are you at contributing. The list of contributors, you can contact them from here also. Then I should go to issues. There are in some of the programs you can create your own issue. If you think that you can add something to their projects, you can create your own issue and ask them to assign you. Or sometimes the owner themselves create some issue, so you can look over the issue and just comment them that I want to work on this issue. Like I should show you the example. Like like he has said that I am a mentor at work, but I would love to work on this issue separately. Like they have created an issue. Now he's a although he's a mentor, but he want to contribute to this issue, that he's saying that please assign me, I like to work on this issue. In the same way, you can also contribute to different issues on which you think that you can contribute. So just comment there, and the owner of this repo will assign you with the issue, and you are good to go with. And once you are done with your work, you can make a pull request and ask them to merge your code. There are some good first issues, like once when you are starting contribution and you don't know much of the tech stack, there are some basic issues on which you can contribute. So just you need to click on the good first issue, and it will list you the good ones issues which are easy to start your contribution with. So this was an example for the script vendor of code repos projects. Like this, we have the number of open source programs, and they have their own profile, and from where you can select your project and work with. Here you can just start your contribution as the program starts, but in some you need to write a proposal, and when the mentor will accept your proposal, then only you will be able to contribute. Like in Venture of Code, it is an open source organized by Triple IT Kalyani. There you have to write a proper proposal. Like I know all these things. I am this. I know all these things. I am good at these tech stacks, and I have worked with these organizations. And if they will find your proposal appealing, then only they will allow you to work with your organization. And same go with GSOC. I think you all know about the GSOC. Nowadays, it's a trend. You can also join their communities. Like I was showing this project, they all have their own communities. They all have their own team. You can join their team, and you will find, or in like SWOC have their own Discord channel. There they have a groups divided into their project teams. There you will find the people who are contributing to the same project. There you can communicate with your team and ask them the doubts and what they are contributing. So like this you will be able to learn more things, and you will be able to learn with community. And when you learn with community, you always get a plus point to learn more. As I already said that when you contribute to a project, you learn simultaneously. And Garud Bhaiya has already told us like coding is not only the way you should start contribution. There are number of other ways like no code. There are no code organizations. You can write documents like Google Season of Docs. In GWork, you just need to know a stack. If even if you don't know that particular topic, you just need to Google it, learn about it, and then give your comments. You just need to be enthusiastic, and you should have that enthusiasm that I want to learn. Then you will be able to do the things. Different different programs have their own rules and their ways of contribution, like I've already told. Not everyone have their same start or the same thing. Some of them want the proposal, some of them just want a Google form. You just need to list your tech stacks, and then you are easy to go. You don't need to write a personal proposal for each and every project. But like in some of them, you need, if you want to contribute to a particular project, you have to write a particular proposal for that project. If you want to contribute to two projects, you need to write a two proposal for individual project. But it is not same for all the open source programs. Like in GWork, if you want to contribute to the Java domain, you just need to you just need to write your domain. Ki I'm good with Java, so I want to contribute. There are different open source programs. Uh, now there uh, Now there are different open source program on which you can contribute. 1 minute.
Are you okay, Shreya? Shreya, are you okay now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So there are different open source program where you can contribute, like like Hacktoberfest. In the Hacktoberfest, is it is a it is a good start where you can contribute to. You just need to start your contribution. Here you can contribute to the DSA repos too. In most of them, you need to know the web dev, but here you can contribute. You can just contribute to DSA. If you know DSA, you can start contribution from here only. You just need to make you just need to make 4 PRs throughout the October, and you will get a cool swag from them. So I think it will provide you with a good contribution. Even if you have some prior knowledge in open source, you can be a mentor here too, which will boost up your resume. It will add a very good point to your resume. Then we have this 24 pull request. This is a very good open source program. From here you can start contribution. It is good for the new contributors. They have listed here too. You just need to go through their guides for contributing and their tenure. Just start contributing. Then Google Season of Docs, as Garit bhai has already told us about this one. You just need to go through their timelines. They have provided everything on their site. You just need to go the sites of all these open source contributions, and you will know everything about them. I will show you something. You can also go to the different repos, like this repo. Jadip, our former speaker, has maintained this repo about the open source. Here we have here he has listed about all the different open source. Here you will come to know about the different open source programs and everything. See, he has listed all the timelines and awards, everything. Even though the timelines will not remain the same, You can see them, Google them, they will change with the year. And it is also possible ki this year this program will not be able to hit, so you need to remain updated and join their communities. Their Discord communities are really very active, Slack communities. You should be there on their communities if you want to work. They will provide with you with all the updates there. You can search for these type of repos on GitHub. You just need to search for them. Even though you can also Google them, or I will share this GitHub this repo link in our community channel. Like Google season of dogs, they have the timeline. They also provide with the these all the open source program also provide us with the prize money. If you want that money, it's great. We have this outreachy program. It is basically for the people from different caste, from different backgrounds. It is a diversity program. They provide us with a great stipend. It is a 3-month long program. They provide everything on there. See, it is a diverse it is their goal is to increase the diversity in open source. Different people from different background they join. 92% women, 4% transgender, 62% people of color. So you just need to be active on their social media platforms. You need to just Google every time. You just need to be enthusiastic if you want to contribute. Okay then. Yeah, you can explore different projects from GitHub too. Now let me show that to you. This is my GitHub. You can go to the explore section. Yeah, here you will find the different projects where you can contribute to. Like there are different repos where you can go through, just look over them. This one suits to me, my tech stack, and then you should start contributing. Okay, I think that's all from my side. I will share this my GitHub this repo link with you all. It provides us with a great information.
Thank you, Shreya. I have explained so much in a very good manner. Still, you are not feeling well, but it's okay. We have few questions, so do you want to answer them?
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay, so we are having first question from Pushpa Rani. She's asking that there are projects in which we have both the skills known and unknown. Does it matter?
In which you does this question mean that we have some, yeah, you will work with the team. So if you don't know all the skills, it doesn't matter, because when you will work with the team, your team will manage half of thing and half of thing you will manage. So you are good to go.
Okay, we have another question from Chelsea. She's asking that what does git clone do?
Get clone will clone their repo, their project to yours, so that you can work on that, and then you can push out your repo to there.
Okay, I think we have covered this earlier in our yesterday's session. Okay, so one more question from Alicia. Is advisable to contribute in many programs at once, or should we focus on only one at a time?
I think you can contribute to many program at once if you're working on a single tech stack, because you don't have a lot of work to do. In a You don't have to just take up all the issues. If you want to contribute to different programs, you can. But they doesn't force you to contribute to all the issues. If you think that this one fixed to me, I like this one, then contribute to that issue only. They don't demand a full time with you. If you want to be one of the top contributor, then you need to focus a little bit, or else it is okay.
Okay, so we are having one more question from Siddharth Kushwaha. He's asking that how to put our projects for contribution.
That means you want to be a mentor in any open source community, in any open source program. So for that, you need to apply as a mentor.
Okay,
Uh,
and Siddharth, you can also do one thing, like if you want to put your projects in the GitHub, then you can simply push your project and your files in the GitHub, as we have told earlier in our yesterday's session as well. Or Shreya can tell it in a better way.
yeah, you can if you want. There are two ways. Like Gashri said, yeah, you can make your project public so that, and right there it is open to contribution. So different people can contribute to it if they will find. But if you want a large number of contributor to your project, then make it to a next level and take your project to any open source program and be their mentor and owner of a project. And lot number of people will contribute to your project, but your project need to be of that level. A lot of people will contribute to your project.
Okay, hope you get your answer. So we don't have any more questions now. So we can end our session. Thank you so much, Shreya. You can end the session.
Thank you so much to all, and sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.